All right. Hey, Shalom.
So,
Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of great millstone, and as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings to all Yoakim out there who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe in on the gospel. And it's a couple of brothers from the Great Millstone Houston camp. I'm the brother Korah Abad. And as always, we got the beloved Elder Taza Pi as well.
Lord,
Khan, Shalom at the water, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, for blessing us with another opportunity, as we always got to say, because it is a blessing coming forth and bring forth this news, this information. And it's also exciting too. You know, it is exciting to to not only watch these things play out before they happen, but to know they coming, and the people around us, the world, have no idea. And like we living in the same society with them. We work at the same places, and they don't see what we see. Like that's like Yahweh Shai said, blessed are our eyes, for we see, and we hear what many righteous men and kings and prophets wanted to see. Like we living in that time to where all things are literally being fulfilled, is playing out in our time, man. You know. But before we hop into it, other times apart, you had anything?
yeah, I bring this out. This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 18. Uh, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. All right. So that's how the story ends. As the brother's saying, this is all, yeah, it's all got to play out. All right. And it ends with us riding off into the sunset with the women. All right. On the glory forever and ever, you know. So we bring this stuff out, but it's good also to that we do build your hope and your faith. But right, we have to go through Jacob's trouble. Acts 14 and 22 is prevalent right now that we must through much tribulation. Well, let me read that right quick. And then you got it, brother. This is Acts chapter 14, verse 22. All right. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. All right. So confirming the souls of the disciples. All right. Strengthening them, um, edifying, building them up, confirming them, and exhorting them to continue in the faith. All right. We're going to have to go through this tribulation. We have to go through this trouble. The only way out is through. All right. And so, we put these news articles together and bring you, the current events to keep you up with prophecy. But again, and I said this before, we've said it, it's not about Esau. Going back to Matthew 10 and 28, fear not him who's able to destroy the body, but not able to destroy the soul. Fear him who's able to destroy both soul and body in hell, which is Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai. So all these things that we bring out, that he's going to do, he he only has the power to do it unto the wicked. All right. And certain of us, our faith will be tested. Certain of us will be martyred. But it ends with us taking the kingdom and possessing the kingdom forever and ever. So
Right.
you got it out.
Khan is right. That's it. So what happened to it? And as you see from the title, Shalom Tala Akim Agwath, who may be tuning in, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Barakatham.
Shalom.
Khan. But as you see from the title, it says Thursday Live, the age of digital tyranny, and it got right here AI police state. Right. So again, Thursday Live, the age of digital tyranny and AI police state. Right, and we know we fastly approaching those times. For those of us who want to know, again, people out there, they have questions about what's going on. Again, we've been bringing up and mentioning Chief Ephraim lately. He have questions. Who doing what? Russia, China, or Iran, or right? Who the beast? Right? He got questions. That the thing is that we see the system before the MOTB implemented. We see the actual system being set up around us that's go allow
Yeah,
the implementation of it.
yeah, we see the rollout.
Mm-hmm.
We've been seeing it since COVID, really, before COVID. But right, yeah, we in the rollout, and people are distracted as usual here in Babylon. And well, I mean, this is Babylon, the city of confusion. But that you got it, brother.
Con. So but we see it's being set up, and I had a quick definition. Right, we'll go get some definitions first before we play the Yashawama video. Right, so again, the title is, it says the age of digital tyranny and the AI police state. Right, so this from edamineonline.com. It says tyranny, late 14th century. Man, and in the time of the Taza Pop, you want to kind of touch on this because I know you go into this often. Or mention tyranny often, but it says tyranny. It says late 14th century. The government of a tyrant. It says cruel or unjust use of power. Right. That's a simple definition. Cruel or unjust use of power. Now, if you add digital on that, right? Cruel or unjust use of power. Digital tyranny from AI overview. Digital tyranny refers to the potential for digital technologies and the systems that create to exert excessive control or influence over individuals and society, potentially limiting freedom and autonomy. So tyranny, that put a lock on society, but digital tyranny is to the next level. For example, even with, let's use the CV, people was able to be in a house on lockdown, but this time, but they was able to be on, starting podcasts. That's when the podcast blew up. Starting podcasts. This time,
Mm,
it ain't gonna be like that if it come
nope,
down to another lockdown.
that's right.
You ain't gonna better do it. Just sit back and just play 2K all the 2K26. No, at this point in time, it might be Grand Theft Auto 6. Or 7, 6 or 7, whichever one. And it will make sense for it to be 6 if it's gonna be 6. A brother can confirm because that's Esau. So it might be the last one. But the point is, you ain't just about to be in the house no more, just doing what you want to do. They take it to the next level. Say what you want to say on the phone. Even we're gonna touch on at the end of one of these articles, it said, yeah. I think Sam Altman said, yeah, I hope y'all know y'all conversations with Chat GPT could be used in court. You ain't got no privacy on there. But
Mm,
people think they're just rolling it out to make life convenient. No, that's what you think. You just think society advancing. Life convenient. Chat GPT just make things just in the palm of your hand. No, they rolling the system out to entrap you, man.
mm, yeah.
And they making it seem cool. You got some other types of power?
No, you good. You good.
Okay, kind of. I'll read it again and we can move on. It says, so digital tyranny refers to the potential for digital technologies and the systems that create to exert excessive control or influence over individuals and society, potentially limiting freedom and autonomy. You're not just about to do what you want to do. Move on your own. It says it highlights concerns about how algorithms, data collection, and social media platforms can shape behavior, influence opinions, and even erode personal liberties. Right? So that's from that. Now, police state, real quick, just a quick definition. A totalitarian is, it's not a good one, but a totalitarian state controlled by a political police force that secretly supervises the citizens' activities. So that's what we are literally at that moment in America. It's time for them to move forth with it. They can't hold back no more. We got to get it, advertiser pa. We always bring it out. Yeah,
You
it
know,
said it's a Thursday live precept.
yeah, you getting the house precept.
Nah, that Revelation 12.
Yeah, that's the house
God,
precept. You
that's
know,
it.
like you go to steak houses, they got their signature uh steak sauce or whatever. But
God,
this our signature. Come on,
it's the
brother. Hit it.
God. Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them, and woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, which that devil was Esau Edom, so-called white man, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. You want to speak on it?
Uh, yeah. Matter of fact, go ahead and speak on it. I got a precept though, right
Kind
after
of,
you.
kind of, well, straight to the point. You know, Esau, the so-called white man, he know he got a short time to rule. The elites understand what's going on, and they see us falling. That's why they gotta kind of force their agenda now on the earth. They don't have time to wait. You know, but you got it on the Tazapa.
That's right. That's right. And going right along with that in Psalms 94, verse 20, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law. All right. And then this goes into the time that we're in because, all right, all of this is leading up to the MOTB of Revelation chapter 13. All right. And if you take that, that's a form of you fellowshipping with the throne of iniquity. That's the ultimate fellowship with the throne of iniquity. All right. So this precept fits these times that we're in. All right. And and how is that? Because King David was a prophet. It doesn't say who wrote this song, but right through the Holy Spirit. So shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law. Now that you was going into tyranny, I don't know if you wanted me to speak on it, but right, we as a people, you have to remember we what? Really what? 4, 5 generations out of slavery. You know, some of us grandparents or great grandparents go back to sharecropping. You still got sharecropping in Mississippi. So, I'm saying that to say we've been under the trauma of tyranny for so long that this tyranny, it has the appearance of freedom, a similitude, because as you were saying, people can still, Esau done ingrained in people's head that slavery is whipping somebody back, till it's meat hanging out, chains and feathers, and that's all slavery is. But in actuality, all right, we've been living under tyranny, but it's getting ready to get turned up, to this digital quantum level. And then the world hasn't seen this before. We see it through the spirit, as you were saying, but the world don't know, they don't know what's going on. They're gonna welcome this tyrannical system, all right into their lives, right into their homes, and they're gonna bring it to their families. They're gonna MOTB the children, the dogs, the cats. Who that said that? Oh, so a dog can get the mark of the beast. That was ISUPK.
Right.
A dog can get because they've been chipping pets. That's Jake got to quit being simple, man.
And IUIC too, Salakia.
Okay, come.
When Bishop
Why,
Nate
why,
said,
why people, man, you go to all these lengths to try to make the apostles and the rest of Great Millstone look bad, and you make yourself and us as a people look ridiculous. The scriptures don't speak to beasts. It speaks to man. Beasts have not logic. That's in the scriptures. So you can put 20 MOTBs in a dog or cat. So what? The warning is for us. You know, the stupidity of people, man, it almost bugs you out. But that's why I say, you know, in the scripture, go not in the way of a fool. But right, bro, we've been under the tyranny so long, and then we tyrannize one another, like ISUPK, IUIC. And you hear the stories, you know, you have to take the women with a grain of salt, but even men, you know, that one dude got beat up, put in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Another
That's
day.
putting tyranny on your own people, man. Why? Because they are of their father, the devil. John chapter 8 and 44. But right, our people are at home with tyranny now. The only people, that's why Ecclesiastes 10 and 6 says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. The fool will revel in this tyranny and let them revel on because they need to go. They need to be gone. And in due time, you know, you got it out.
Con. So what happened to it? And again,
It was a little bit more, verse 21. Psalm, I'm sorry, Psalm 94 and 21. They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous. Right. These workers of iniquity that frame mischief by our law, they have gathered together against us. They have put these unrighteous decrees together, all right, in advance, in preparation for this tyranny, all right. They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. This is what's coming. So you got it out.
that's it. And that's what we about to see. Esau about to start forcing things to bring forth his laws. You know,
That's right.
whether it be terror, dash, istic, whether it be disease, sicknesses, so on and so forth. What a 911 type event, who knows? But the thing is, he about to start forcing things to bring forth his laws. Right now, we're gonna start off with playing this video from Elder Yashawamba. He posted it yesterday, 18 hours ago. Right now, it's news and prophecy, and it's all of the articles and videos we're gonna watch. They also in the description box right now as well under the video. But the title of his video is News and Prophecy, Crafty Enchantments. And his page is Remnant Save 144, right? But it says crafty enchantments because we know that's how Esau moved. Not Revelation, but Sirach, the 12th chapter says, never trust thine enemy. He gonna make it seem like he helping you, but he ain't helping you. He's trying to get the criminals off the street, but he the criminal. And he trying to do more crime behind your back. That's Esau. He got to do it in secrecy, man. But we can go ahead and play out the Yashawama video because now what he was touching on in his, and again, you should go watch it as a good is a edifying lesson. Now he was going on how Esau is starting to point out these so-called terror dash istic events. And I know you've seen this as of late, a lot of these people starting to look like this. And like the other Yashawama said, he look like he could be holding a sign right now, right?
Effort.
You see, that's the point. Esau gonna try to put the focus on Jake. You know, we have to be demonized, so they setting up everything right now. Remember, he have to move fast. So what Esau was doing, I'm gonna play the Yashawama video. I just want to lead to the 22 mark where we gonna start at, right? But he played this. He showed another one, shooting. This, you know, the soldier right there, I believe, shot people. You had another one, a child killed his parents or something like that. But Esau setting up the right here, two juveniles, and he about to get into it. So this another one that happened. He was just touching on many different articles on how Esau's trying to set the stage, right? But on this one, it so-called says two juveniles arrested and bloody DC attack on ex-Doge worker. So you had an ex-Doge member, right? Now it says known as, so this is the guy name, known as Big Balls, right? It's not me, it's them, right? It's the guy name. It says known as Big Balls. So he was taking this and saying he saw, because Trump said out of this, and we're gonna let him get into it. Trump said out of this, since y'all don't want to protect DC, we're gonna have to do it. So let's see what he got to say and how he want to do it. And if you got anything other times of let me know. Baba Kasha.
All right, come on.
That means, but you can clearly see how now the focus is off of the Epstein files. The focus is off of the CBDCs that they're coming out with. The digital system they're setting up. Okay, the data centers they're putting everywhere, and now we have to tackle all of this crime. All right, and there's a heavy focus on so-called black people. Okay, with this situation in Cincinnati. All right, where this white couple got jumped. All right, supposedly. We'll get that if we can, but there's a heavy focus on Jake and the whole black fatigue narrative. And Esau Edom is fed up. He's looking for somebody to blame. All right, but two juveniles, which they haven't showed these two juveniles. Let's see if we can find these two juveniles. Let's see if they show them.
Let me get to the point. Hold on.
In D.C. by up to a dozen gang members. Viewer warning: the image we're about to show you is bloody. Elon Musk says Edward Corstein, known as Big Balls, was assaulted.
And to me, this just looks, but hey.
After trying to stop a gang from assaulting a woman in her car. The woman's now safe, but Corstein is left with a concussion. The president reacted earlier today. Watch.
Somebody from Doge was very badly hurt last night. You saw that.
Big Balls. I mean, come on, man.
A young man who was beat up by a bunch of thugs in D.C. And either they're going to straighten their act out in terms of government and in terms of protection, or we're going to have to federalize and run it the way it's supposed to be run.
Random attacks and robberies, nothing new in D.C. We've seen elected officials, government employees, even Biden's granddaughter become victims of the Capitol. If they don't secure the city, Trump will.
If they don't secure the city, Trump will. Okay, so Donald Trump.
Now, I'm going to keep playing out of y'all showing my video, but that's a good point to lead into the rest of the information we have. If they don't, again, Esau faking they don'ts with the events, but if they don't, talking about the police, if they don't secure the city, then Trump will. The government gonna have to step in, and one, they not gonna secure it because y'all doing it, y'all making it up. So things gonna continue to happen. So the government gonna have to step in. You got anything before we continue the Tazapa?
No, hey, we close.
Man,
You got it.
You know what's cool? I don't want to keep talking, but you was talking about this. I forget which brother I was talking to. I think it was Tuesday camp, after Tuesday camp. But what else we waiting on when we really think about it? The information already been, the legislation already been signed really and passed for the stable coins. So really the avenue for the CBDC is already here. It's here. It's really here.
Yeah.
Let's be real. It's really here. The digital system is really here.
What, 2 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
The framework for it is in place. That act, the Genius Act. That's the legalization of it. So yeah, we just waiting for them to drop the shoe, as they say.
Yep. Everything is here. You got they talking about the chariots, some flying in the sky they don't know about. You got World War III, and within the events to make missiles fly off, they happening. The America allies ain't with them, ain't agreeing with them, which they clearly they as it's supposed to be. EU, they ain't seeing eye to eye with America. Some NATO nations, they not seeing eye to eye. Right? We see people banding together with Russia. Missiles already made. The CBDC system is literally here. It's been signed. People already at their last, so anything can make these people, as the term goes in the time we in, crash out. Right? What else we waiting on? Nothing. Nothing.
You mentioned, well, the third woe briefly, but even that's close. But we know it's an order to the prophecies, but the Department of Defense, just to show you how cold the Most High is, in line with Obadiah, that they didn't have eaten that bread. Their bread with thee have laid a wound for the Department of Defense just sent missiles to Britain. I wonder why. They're gonna end up coming back over this way.
See?
Exactly. But yeah, Trump just signed off on it. Hegseth, the head of Department of Defense, yeah, he had them. And they didn't say how many, but this was reported by Gerald Salente and Judge Napolitano yesterday. So yeah, it's on. Yeah, they Babylon sending missiles to fuck her own self up.
Man.
That's the way I see it. But yeah, you mentioned it, brother. But no, I don't want to break the spirit. We gotta get back on the topic.
Nah, you good. Like Elder Apostle Tahar always say, it's lessons within lessons. So you know,
It is, man. When you when you paying attention. But I mean, it's a lot of lessons going on in the world today that our people just going over their heads. Wisdom is too high for a fool. But yeah, you got it out.
And I'll say this too other times apart, because some people like, man, just get to the damn video. But no, but let's get to the video.
Yeah, but shit.
But no, sometimes you really gotta explain some things, because I'm gonna say this, and this really important though. You know why a lot of camps, they make a joke about Great Millstone? They'll call us, oh, y'all just newscasters. All y'all do is talk about news and go into articles and talk about the MOTB, so on and so forth. The thing is, you know why a lot of people shun that and make it a thing to look down upon, is because a lot of people don't have the time, or patience, and the will to want to study and really get into it, to sit there and listen to somebody like Jesse Waters talk, right? They don't have the time to go read through a whole article and tie it to think about, again, the Chief Ephems of the world, or the IUICs, that, anybody in ISUPK ain't looking at no news like that and really trying to link it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
They don't have the patience, and you got it.
No, I mean, you good.
Now, I was saying that we can get back into it, but they don't have that patience and that spirit that spirit of prophecy on them to really understand these things.
There you go. That's what I was about to say. They wasn't giving the testimony of Yahweh Shai, because you don't have to have much time, because we took the time. All you have to do is tune into a hour-long video. But if you're not excited, if you don't believe, if the Holy Spirit ain't dealing with you, you don't have that excitement, you're not gonna have the enthusiasm to get into it. You know what I'm saying? But no, that you hit it right there. They wasn't giving the testimony. Because yeah, man, when you got that testimony, I mean, even if you don't have time, you're not gonna criticize those who are doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna be loving it. Mm-hmm. You're gonna be tuned in. But when you criticize it, because you don't, you could be jealous, you could be envious, and it could be you just completely blind. But anyway, you got it out.
So we can continue on with Elder Yashawama. We're gonna play a couple minutes of it. But remember, keep in mind, I'm gonna play that part again. Trump saying, look, if the people don't patrol the city, police the city, he ain't tapped his chest, but that's the spirit coming in. We gonna do it. And the point is, they gonna continue to make things happen, and so they can do it. But they gonna do this in a digital way. They're gonna set it up like that. You got it though.
Granddaughter become victims of the Capitol. If they don't secure the city, Trump will.
If they don't secure the city, Trump will. Okay, so Donald Trump, in a response to this, is saying he's going to federalize DC. And what does that mean? And do you think they're just talking about federalizing DC? No, they're going to talk about federalizing pretty much all of the United States. Okay, and we're going to show you what that means. Pretty much we already got that. Yeah, big balls. Okay, now what I looked up here real quick. What would federalizing a city look like, and how can it lead to tyranny? All right, federalizing a city typically or state control. While this might sound bureaucratic, government taking control over a city's functions, such as law enforcement, elections, or administration, instead of
So like, let me slow it down a little bit. All right, there we go.
what would federalizing a city look like, and how can it lead to tyranny? All right, federalizing a city typically refers to the national federal government taking control over a city's functions, such as law enforcement, elections, or administration, instead of leaving it to local or state control. While this might sound bureaucratic, it can carry deep political and social consequences and even open doors to tyranny, depending on how it's done. What would
You just got that definition of tyranny.
federalizing a city look like? And we're just going to read through a few of these, but look it up on your own. But we already know what they plan on doing. Again, order out of chaos is what we're seeing. Okay, they're needing a reason to justify bringing in all Palantir. They're bringing in AI governance, biometrics. Can't you see it? Okay, again, these are enchantments, allegedly. Okay, allegedly, right? Loss of total control. A major city council or local police chief might be replaced or overwritten by federal appointees or agencies. What do you think Palantir is being associated with the military and government for? Okay. It says federal troops or agencies, National Guard or federal law enforcement like DHS or FBI could be the.
And the elder mentioned Palantir. We touched on that before, but I got a quick article. I might just read the title here in a few after this. But remember Palantir and how they link to the government and military.
Or local police chief might be replaced or overwritten by federal appointees or agencies. What do you think Palantir is being associated with the military and government for? Okay. It says federal troops or agencies, National Guard or federal law enforcement like DHS or FBI could be deployed to take operational command. They might patrol the streets. Okay. This can lead to martial law, enforce curfews, which there was a curfew enforced here in Dallas, as a matter of fact. Let's show you that. And Deep Ellum. Okay, they're talking about bringing a 10 o'clock curfew. Okay, hold up. Because of spike in violence, they're talking about bringing, all right, a curfew here in Dallas in this particular place called Deep Ellum, which used to be lit. I haven't been out there. I mean, it's kind of by where we teach, but they're talking about bringing a curfew to Deep Ellum. Okay. Okay. Deep Ellum business owners support safety proposals in midst of violent crime. Okay. Dallas police are implementing new street closures in Deep Ellum to combat recent violence. The closures will start at 10 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. Okay. So how much more people, standing out on the streets, preaching, standing down, the things are getting ready to change here in America, man.
Yep.
May Yahweh Bashim Yahshua be with us. Okay. But going back to this federalizing talking point. Okay. Because Trump is talking about federalizing. Okay. Let's see if we can find something else on it where he. Oh, damn. Damn, I messed that all the way up. Give me 1 second.
And two, while he finding that, and I'm saying it like he about to finish finding. I pause it like he about to finish finding while I'm talking, but see what this can lead to. Again, they forcing stuff like Elder Taza Pop brought out that Psalms, what it was, 94, right? Which links
Yeah,
right
I
with
got
Isaiah.
some more. I got some more in that too. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, now you good, Quan said, but like that
No, not
Isaiah.
right now, but later. Yeah.
Okay, like that Isaiah 10th chapter said, if a brother want to throw that in the chat, That's what we seeing. He making things happen to bring forth his laws. You know, but the thing is, it says in this thing, decentralizing can lead to martial law, military, FBI, military on the streets, no control. Which that's the same thing AI is being set up for, to can help control the people, to make it easier, take jobs away from people. And again, like even at my job, and matter of fact, I mentioned this as we move on. We'll play a little bit more of this, like maybe 2 more minutes. You got anything else, Tazapar?
No, I just want to add to that whenever you finish.
God, that's it. That's it.
Well, I mean, on the video.
Okay, Con.
He might hit on me, so I'm gonna wait.
Con.
President Trump threatening a federal takeover of Washington, D.C. after a former DOJ employee was allegedly beaten in the nation's capital. Sources telling Fox News Digital he was attacked while trying to help a woman who was being assaulted.
Big balls himself.
The president writing on Truth Social, perhaps it should have been done a long time ago. Then this incredible young man and so many others would not have had to go through the horrors of violent crime. If this continues, I am going to exert my powers and federalize this city. And former DOJ head Elon Musk agrees after the attack on his former coworker.
And Trump and Musk are tweeting each other again. They're back friends. They agree on this. And Elon Musk is talking about bringing in a new AI government.
Yeah, he about to get
right,
paid.
Anyway.
You got it?
No, I'm just saying, yeah, because he about to get paid. Shit. That was it.
And you see how Trump, he be tweeting stuff, and they'll go to the Twitter for the average person to see, you know, oh my God, this happened to so and so, a Doge worker, to make the people think he's, you know, sympathetic and feel bad. And then he eventually updated him, you know what, because of those attacks against the bad people and the immigrants, you know, so on and so forth, we need to pass this law. So now in the people mind, they think better protection is good for us Americans, us white Americans, not knowing that's worse for American, period.
Yep.
For saying a DOJ team member saw what was happening, ran to defend.
Yeah, this is, I believe, Trump. Or this is Musk, and that DOJ team member saw back friends.
Social, perhaps it should have been done a long time ago. Then this incredible young man and so many others would not have had to go through the horrors of violent crime. If this continues, I am going to exert my powers and federalize this city. And former DOJ head Elon Musk agrees after the attack on his former coworker.
And Trump and Musk are tweeting each other again. They're back friends. They agree on this. And Elon Musk is talking about bringing in a new AI government. All right, which is what's going to happen anyway.
For saying a DOJ team member saw what was happening, ran to defend.
Yeah, this is, I believe, Trump. Or this is Musk, and that DOJ team member saw what happened, ran to defend her, which is stupid in these times. You see somebody you don't know, you know, you can get your life taken in these times. Okay, this ain't the ancient world where there's morals and principles and standards. People are absolutely crazy. Okay, ran to defend her and was severely beaten to the point of concussion, but he saved her. Okay, yeah, right. He was able to save her from a dozen of thugs, and 2 got caught, and you can't find a picture of them. Anyway.
Her and was severely beaten to the point of a concussion, but he saved her. It is time to federalize.
It's time to federalize, and people are going to fall for it. People are going to fall for it, man. Let's make America and DC safe again. Sounds like another lawless city. And who's going to be at the forefront of why it's lawless? Niggas. Okay, niggas. Okay. It says federal troops like the National Guard basically can be deployed. All right. Suspension of local laws or elections. The federal authority may nullify local decisions, postpone elections, or even rewrite ordinances. They might justify this due to an emergency like riots, terrorism, corruption, or disaster. Have not we told y'all this? How about when a blackout comes? How about when a domestic, attack comes from foreign people who they've allowed and who the left? That's who they're going to blame it on. The Biden administration allowed all of these crazies over here. We don't know who's over here. We have to, we have to set up a biometric system. Everybody now has to identify themselves on this system. The internet is getting ready to be overtaken.
That's we about to get into it. We're gonna get to the rest, but it's a beautiful segue. He gonna say some more because really go watch this whole vid. But the internet is about to be overtaken. Everything about to be overtaken by AI, the digital system, man. They're gonna force you to have to get down. When they say he calls of all, that's not just you getting under a guillotine. That's not you just being forced to be tortured or you gonna get it or what we gonna no, that's he gonna cut you out of society. He gonna digitally, as we see it, put you out of society first. Really, that's what it's gonna start with. And as we see Trump passing laws like the Apostle Aram Lobby touched on it last week, they're trying to get homeless people off the streets, just idle gatherings off the streets, squatters off the streets. But I continue.
As will show you, emergency powers and martial law. Federalizing may come under the guise of emergency powers after terrorist attacks or protests leading to martial law conditions. Civil liberties like free assembly, due process, and press freedoms may be restricted. So ultimately, you won't have due process. You won't have a trial based upon what you believe or, what they, pre-crime that's going to be there, based upon your online talking points. You are going to be deemed dangerous. You possibly can do this. So we can arrest you, like on Minority Report, based upon something you may do. You're not going to have the freedom to assemble and go out on the highways and the byways or protest. That's going to lead to you being thrown in jail. Okay. And the scriptures told you, fear none of these things. The devil shall cast some of you into prison. Okay. These are the times we're living in. How can it lead to tyranny? Federalizing a city can erode democratic checks and open the door for abuse of power in the following way: centralized control. Okay. When decisions affecting millions are made by unelected federal agents or technocrats, okay, local voices are silenced. Tyranny thrives where there is no accountability to the people. All right. Because Big Balls got his ass beat. Eliminate of dissent. Federalizing a city could be used as a test bed for suppressing opposition, protests, or alternative viewpoints. You see where this is going? See, you see where this is going? That make a man an offender for a word. Let's get that.
And I'll read one more that he had, and we can move on. And if you have some other I'll pop before we move on. But it says elimination of dissent. It says surveillance, censorship, and arrest can increase dramatically. You have anything for what he said or anything on that?
Yeah, the elder was hitting on it. I just want to bring it home. All right, on this federalization of the cities, that's just code for martial law. Because in the framework of what he was reading, he mentioned agency and then he mentioned emergency powers. And when you put them two together, what do you have? I beg your pardon? Oh, I thought you said something. But right, you put them together, you got FEMA. And that's what Trump is saying. He's going to turn it over basically to FEMA. That's low-key martial law. Why? Because and this is all in the paperwork, You've been studying this for years. If he invoked emergency powers, FEMA takes over. Now, why does this need to be mentioned? Because then the legal framework of all of the executive orders go into play. And that's with your transportation, that's with your communication, that's with that. If you go into all of the executive orders, it's really the tyranny that they're talking about. I just wish I had a few just to read, but you're right, the takeover of roads, all of that, the takeover of communications, food, takeover of food, everything. And this is what Trump is signaling. All right. And then that would kickstart or jumpstart all of this other stuff. Because FEMA is just the legal framework. Right. Then the corporations come in and do what the brother's getting ready to go into. FEMA just gives it its legality through the executive orders. But then the corporation's gonna run the show, or what you call it? these Palantirs and all of this is going to actually run the show, but you'll be governed by these and that's how they can enforce the curfews and bring in the troops and all of that. But that's what Trump is signaling. All right, whether people know this or not, that's low key. That's code for martial law. But you got it. Oh, Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. I know somebody posted it. I'm not in the comments right now.
Yeah,
Who did?
yeah, I would have.
Yeah, I figured that. Shalom, brother. Shout out to all y'all. Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. All right. All of these executive orders have been prescribed for the last at least six administrations. And but you really could go back further than six. Now, I don't know what that brother put that six in that comment, but that's been bothering me.
No, it's because I asked which Grand Theft Auto about to come out. I said,
Oh,
is it six or is it seven? And he said six.
Okay, come. So you're right. Yeah, you can go all the way back. Shit, I know the Carter was putting out executive orders. I think the FEMA was formed under his administration. Matter of fact, Jimmy Carter. So yeah, ever since then, the 70s. This is the grievousness that they prescribe that they're getting ready to enforce. He calls it all. All right. Revelation 13 and 16. But Isaiah 10 and 2 says to turn aside the needy from judgment, who the needy are us. All right. And to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. All right. And this is what they're looking to do, further oppress us. All right. Harshly try us. But yes, you have it.
Yeah. Yeah, she might want to say Salaki.
No, you good. You good. I seen that. Yeah, the brother say his grandparents were sharecroppers. Man, in Louisiana.
Yeah, shalom to the El Tazari as well. To all y'all, Kim Yahabash Mashabaka Thumb.
Shalom.
Yeah, that's why he put. I had asked what Grand Theft Auto coming out, and I asked 6 or 7. That's why he put it though.
Right. No, I mean, what does 6 mean? Yeah, I forgot. Yeah. Okay.
But you had anything else?
Mm-mm.
Okay, kind of. So we could move on, and now we really kind of could begin to wind it down because we're not going to touch on everything, and even the articles we may read in whole. They short, right? The Odi Yashurama video was the majority portion of it, but we'll see how the Lord's Spirit go. So keep in mind what he just talked about, right? How Trump and the government gonna fake events to bring forth laws to further control the people. Now, also, we know behind the scenes, they've been starting a digital system. Now, Elder Yashawama mentioned Palantir. I thought I had a article up. Oh, come on now. There we go. I had a article up asking like, what is Palantir? And it pretty much said is let me pull it back up. It says Palantir is a software company known for its data analytics platform, right? So controlling or taking in data. And we touched on it before. Now I'm going to get this real quick. Now it says from theconversation.com, this is put out July 28th, 2025. It says tech giant Palantir helps the US government monitor its citizens. Its CEO wants Silicon Valley to find its moral compass. Right now, I'm not gonna read it, but I'm gonna put it in the chat. But just want to get that the tech Palantir, their purpose is to monitor, to track data. Put that up in there. Matter of fact, while I'm in the chat, I see the brother post this spiritual arc, 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So this next one, and keep in mind what the government doing again. All these things won't be on social mainstream media, or they will, but it's gonna seem like they're trying to help the citizens, help Americans. This next one from ZeroHedge.com was put out August 6th, which is yesterday, 2025. It says the U.S. government announces ChatGPT integration across agencies. Right now, this is the U.S. government. Now we'll see them as they just installing systems within their computers, to help them do their work faster, to help them collect data faster or more convenient. Now what I was saying earlier about my job, the article that reminded me of that, because so at my job, now what I do at the Times Apostle, in sales, pretty much doing sales all day, computer, so on and so forth. Now the company had another company work for us to create, like to advertise for us, right? To do advertisements, to do our website, to do all that. Now, we paid them to do all that. So now my boss pretty much told us, and there's many other things that we do that we had to go in and manually do ourselves within the system. So over the past year or so, he been having big meetings with the lighting industry, because I'm in that, that's the industry I'm in, with the lighting industry, telling everybody, look, this is the way we going. But the whole industry going towards AI, like going towards AI, like literally, and I'm watching it, and not just us, like what we do as far as us, what we do, but even the product itself, like light fixtures. You know what? You know how people always say, "Sure, we, when we were small, we knew when to go when what? When the lights come on." The thing is, ask yourself, those lights not really like just plug. You don't see the plug nowhere. How they just know when to come on when it get dark, right? But when you look on top of light fixtures, sometimes it's black or it's blue. It's like this little circle on top. It's called a photocell. Right, a photocell. Now, when it get dark, that photocell triggers the light to come on. Really, that's old AI. So now it's to the point people can turn off, can dim, can brighten to change the color of their lights through the phone. Now it's to the point to the next stage is waving your hand, talking to the lights, like all those things. That's within the talks of coming. But getting back to, that was the product part. But getting back to our systems. So we had this company work for us to do the whole thing about marketing, so on and so forth. Now we don't even need we severed our contract with them. And I know this because the boss said this in a meeting, right? So we severed our contract with them, and now it's completely ran by AI. AI do the website, AI do the marketing stuff, and certain things we had to do manually, we don't do it no more. We just run it through an AI system and do everything. It literally do everything. Now, our people say, "Oh, that's cool. They make it easier." But what you think happening? Like they're in the meeting all excited. "Oh, shoot, that's gonna be easy. I could get more jobs done." And I'm just like, man, you stupid ass people, man. Excuse my, language. But I don't know if you kind of want to say anything on that, but and not I read this article.
Well, I mean, and the elder Yashawamba was mentioning pre-crime, and you it's coming, because if you deal with the Chat GPT or any of the other Deep Seek, or you seen people that deal with it, it's really feeding off of your energy. In a sense, it's reading, it's giving you answers based off of it's going to take the content of your question, but it's actually feeding off of your psyche. So if it'll talk to a brother, it'll be kind of using our jargon.
Yeah.
And if it's talking to Esau, it's this shit is crazy. I don't understand it as far as where it, unless it's just demons, But I mean, Yeah, you can see how pre-crime is going to come because AI is already reading people. It's already happening through just the chat GPT. But right, the salesman at our job, he got fired about 2 years ago behind software. They said, "Oh, we got computer software can do his job," and then it'll go to AI next. But yeah, that's a trend, brother. But you just described the trend. All right, we're being replaced. In order for those who want to compete, you're gonna have to assimilate. You're gonna have to become a transhuman. They don't want nobody natural on this earth. That's why he has to go. It's a reason why the scripture says, if the Lord did not come back, if it's not for the elect's sake, there won't be no flesh left to be saved. It'll leave it up to Esau, Edom. But that was it.
That is it. So we'll read just a little bit of this and we can move on. So this again from zerohedge.com from yesterday, August 6, 2025. Wednesday it says the US President Donald Trump's administration has signed a deal with OpenAI. Again, think about this now. See, they telling the people so the people could think, oh, they just gonna use AI software and systems now. No, which that's true, but again, kind of like the testimony that myself and the elder just gave. Yeah, that's true, but eventually, what that mean though? You starting off using the software, but next the software is working and you not. They don't need you no more. So on and so forth. So now, really, in order for a digital system, Revelation 13, Revelation 3 and 10 to be finalized in Esau eyes, nobody working. Even if you're a government person, you ain't getting no pass. He calls of all, small and great, free and bond, rich and poor. Everybody gonna have to get down, and therefore AI, a digital system, in a the net gonna do the job for them, gonna do the job for the elites. That's their vision.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's gonna seem as if let's just read it. It says, so U.S. President Donald Trump's administration has signed a deal with OpenAI to provide the enterprise level version of the Chat GPT platform to all federal agencies in an effort to modernize operations.
Mm.
Under the deal, all U.S. government agencies will have access. Now, think about this. This just hit my spirit. If all U.S. government agencies move in this way and these systems go be AI, guess what? If people need to have federal help, for lack of better words, federal funds, so on and so forth, what way you think they gonna have to move? They eventually gonna have to go the way as the government. They going digital, man. It says under the deal, all the U.S. government agencies will have access to the AI platform for $1 per agency to facilitate the integration of AI into the workflow operations, according to a Wednesday announcement from U.S. General Service Administration, or GSA. It says the GSA, which is the U.S. government's procurement office, said the private-public partnership directly supports the White House's AI action plan, a three-pillar strategy to establish U.S. leadership in AI development recently disclosed by the administration. Check this out. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to put this in the chat. Y'all got it. Search that. It says Trump's AI plan eases data center rules, strips federal DEI guidelines, so on and so forth. But let's go back to this. And I'm going to just jump down to this. So it says the dangers of centralized AI in government. Now it says what I want to get to. Of course, it goes to you ain't gonna have no privacy, so on and so forth. This is what I want to. It says the cybersecurity risk of information storage on centralized servers are the root of the privacy concerns voiced by users tech executives, and civil liberties activists. Chat GPT conversations could be used as evidence. The point is, what you already got on your phone, these are ways they're already tracking you. And like the Elder Tazapod just said, Chat GPT, it already know you. It know your psyche in a way.
Oh, if you've been talking to it, yeah, them algorithms, they don't stop, brother. They going right now, figuring your ass out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to cut you off, Salak.
No, you good. You good. Shit, at any time, whatever you got. You'll put something like now you try to get around, you'll put something like what's some things that gotta happen before Jesus come back? And they'll start with, oh, you mean Yahweh Shai? These are some things that gotta happen before he come back. So what it says, ChatGPT conversations could be used as evidence against users in a court of law. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, remember Trump called him up to be a part of this government doing. It says the CEO said that AI conversations do not have any kind of privacy protections and are subject to government search and seizure laws. Mm-hmm. You have anything on that?
Well, I just put this out there because it's good advice. This is from Elder Ariala. Don't feed into it no more than you have to. If you're gonna use it, hop on and hop off, and don't give it more than you have to. If you use it at all, talking about the AI. That's from Elder Ariala.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you typing in incriminating,
And especially with this, you're right. I didn't even know that it was admissible in the court of law or a court of actually a court of penal codes and penalties or statutes and penal codes. It ain't a court of law. But yeah, you had something, Mike?
Now I was gonna move on.
Oh, all right, cool.
But even again, as the title says, it says the age of digital tyranny and AI police. Keep in mind that we seen a progression of a digital system in the steps, as Elder Ariada do it, the steps leading to MOTB system. Now, with that, with the government, they shifting over to AI programs with Palantir saying the U.S. government go monitor its citizens, right? With like Elder Yashawama touched on, with the government faking these so-called attacks and different things happening. And he said, look, if the government don't step in, we gonna step in and get busy and federalize everything, which can lead to martial law and other events. Even more security and digital systems. Now, as another thing came out, it says the Trump administration from Zero Hedge put out yesterday as well. The Trump administration unveils a rule to unleash American drone dominance. Now, in this article, they're not only going to speak on how America have to produce, or manufacture more drones and not let China, have a clear victory in manufacturing, but also if they're going to pass this, see, that's how they get the American citizen. If they pass it, they're like, yeah, against China, right? Yeah, and the Americans gonna love this part. Oh, could drop my Starbucks to me. Now they got Uber Eats. Eventually talking about drones. Even you see on college campuses, I know for sure, they have these little ice chest size products with wheels on it, but it's a robot and it got people food in it, and they're just moving on campus, just driving. If it see people, it'll stop at a red light, it'll stop, green light, it'll go. When they just go up to somebody thing and they'll text them your food at the door, and they'll go to the doors. It's just a robot, and they open it, the code, and open it, take the food, and the robot just go back to the place. Next.
Damn.
So now it went. You got something?
No, I was just saying, dang.
So now it wouldn't be far-fetched. Oh, a drone. See, the American mind, a drone is easier. But again, now what you think will come with this? More surveillance. This part of that digital tyranny, man. People thought 911 event was something with the Patriot Act, and that brought way to cameras. If we're in a modern society and everything more advanced than 2000, 2001, what you think the next step is? It ain't just cameras. Cameras are already everywhere. What's the next step? They already got the phones. What's the next step? But it says Trump administration unveils a rule to unleash American drone dominance. It says the Trump administration has announced a proposed rule, so it's just proposed right now, on drones aimed at stimulating the U.S. drone market. It says we are going to unleash American drone dominance. It says we are turning over our skies to our main adversaries. The new rule would allow people to get products such as Starbucks cup of coffee via drone, he said, adding that it will also change energy production, farming, manufacturing, and filmmaking. It says, I jump down. And it talks about security, so on and so forth. But the only reason I want to touch this, I know y'all probably seen this before, it's a little cartoon, and this article, kind of made us think about that, and we can move on. But just wanted to add on to the mind of the government is what? More eyes on the people, more surveillance. But I don't know if y'all seen, I know a good bit of us seeing this cartoon right here. And it's like a depiction or animation of a dystopian society. And one thing they had in the dystopian society was drones everywhere. So this could very well be something that they could arise soon or be passed soon. I'll go ahead and play it and we can move on. And this is from 3D Epics. The title is Beyond a Reset. That's an alligator Alcatraz. That's a lie, yeah. But you kind of get it. Oh, look at that. Look where it stopped at. On 1 second and 44. Look, 1:44.
Man,
Bottom right there.
Allah, Yahweh Bashir, Yahweh Shai.
Can't call all y'all about I'll play a couple more seconds of it. But what it's showing is the drones. Oh, I ain't even noticed that. Hey, got his social credits going up. Yeah. See?
3.
Bruce. Oh, this is the dude from Toy Story who grew up. Look, he got his little. That's really it. He got his word. I'm gonna put this in the chat because I don't think I got this in the description. But that's an example of more surveillance. Look, so the brother put gradualism. The brother Osmo Wath, he put they roll downtown Dallas by the camp all the time, talking about those robots, those little robot machines bringing people food. Yep. You had anything on that? Or are you good to move on?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, Con. So we could begin to wind it down. That's pretty much the gist of it. But again, Esau will have to find ways to bring in the digital system. But as we know, once the AI system come in, it's not just going to bring more surveillance, but that's going to be an easier way to starve out the people. He could easily turn it off. Turn it off. And that's been another thing in the news lately, right? It says end time headlines put out yesterday as well. Power cut off. Patients locked up and fines issued in efforts to snuff out spreading virus in China. Now, though it's in China, look around in America. There's been many diseases going around. But the thing is, what America always do, follow what other nations do. And not just that they follow us, because at the end of the day, it's one agenda.
Yep.
But to snuff out of violence, they turned off the power. You see? End time headlines put out yesterday as well. United Airlines grounds entire mainline fleet over widespread technology system error. And there's gonna be more technology errors, more people getting scammed, bank accounts losing money, and so on and so forth.
Right.
They're gonna force the people to feel like they need a more safer way. And the AI digital system that they got, which is gonna lead to the MOTB, gonna be the way. And another one, cybersecurity expert warns a great threat from China is a tech kill switch. You see? Now, there's other thing too, to further lead into more governance of the internet, which is a clearer path to the famine of the word. You're gonna have this thing. I'm gonna read this real quick. That's gonna be established August 13th. So next week. It says YouTube's new AI, everything is AI, new AI powered age verification system will begin rolling out in the United States on August the 13th, 2025. Right now, it's pretty much going to go. I'm going to just read it. This system will use machine learning to estimate users' ages based on a variety of signals, including watch history, search behavior, and engagement with content. Now, it seems like some people may shake their head like, okay, well, I get it. What you watch, what you search, that's how they gonna get your age. But remember, Esau, he blurred the lines like that or make it sound good, because now that opened the door for a whole lot of things. Because adults just don't search. And I was laughing on the comment board of the video we'll play in a few. One dude was like, well, I guess I gotta go start looking up finances and and home repairs. You see, but you have a lot of people who look up a lot of different things. You see, you have a lot of, like, he was making a point to do him right here. He do Roblox. He make Roblox shit for money. But he adult, but Roblox is cartoon and gaming stuff. So eventually the lines will be blurred. The thing is, you have to start showing ID, face recognition, digital IDs in order to get by. And it's not just on YouTube, but in any searches it's going to lead to. But this is the last video we have of the Tazapah, and that's it. You have anything before that?
No, you good.
I probably like 2 minutes of it. That's it.
Another new set of policy rolled out to make the internet just a little bit more restrictive. But what else is new? I'm going to be able to make a video like this at least once a year, if not more, because the internet is definitely an uphill battle. As you may or may not have heard, YouTube on August 13th is rolling out a new age verification system powered by AI to make your viewing experience safer. But before we get into that, I want to go into some background of some policies rolled out in different countries recently that have probably forced you to submit ID verification if you want to access any content that's deemed to be adult oriented, not just seen.
They're doing it in the UK. They're doing it in a few other places.
Self lot of photos of Norman Reed. But I don't know. Well done. We'll drive more customers. Anyway, that's the UK. Search engines, even more of a stringent system. So according to the Guardian article, it says soon it won't just be social.
Yeah, that's and doing it in Australia too. You know, it's coming to America. But the thing is, you know, it's more than just verifying IDs. You know, because again, people look at different stuff. So that's the easy way for Esau to just bring more gradual lockdowns. But that's it, advertiser Paul. You know, we can end it there.
That's right. All right. So this is Psalm 94 and 22. But the Lord is my defense and my power, and my God is the rock of my refuge. And he shall bring upon them their own iniquity and shall cut them off in their own wickedness. Yeah, the Lord our power shall cut them off. All right. So this is Esau's end.
Mm-hmm.
Our end is as I read in Daniel 7 and 18. We shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom, but who we taking it from? The wicked. But before they leave, they gonna plot and scheme, you know, to try to take as many Israelites down with them as possible. All right. So this is why the Most High set us up. So, you know, according to Second Peter chapter 3, that the Lord is long suffering, not willing that any should perish, but that we all come to, you know, this salvation, loosely paraphrasing, of Yahweh Shah Mashiach. So yeah, we have to remain diligent. We have to remain focused, having our eye single in this truth, and be prepared to suffer, man. Be prepared for the trials and tribulations, because we'll be in Jacob's trouble soon. You know, there's nowhere around this. But yeah, you want to close it out?
Okay, yeah, we can close it out. I put those videos and again everything in the description box that we didn't fully touch on. If you want to kind of go back over it and watch it. But with that, you know, Lord willing, this information was edifying, and that we're in the time, you know, which every day is more important than the last. But we don't know what could happen with this internet. So the time that we got to watch these videos and to get this information is high time, you know, as the scriptures say. So, Lord
That's
willing,
right.
this was edifying. With that, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory once again unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Chak and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings to all you Akim out there who pushing this word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe on the gospel. Ate the water for tuning in, the water you Akim who posted some precepts, fire, you know, who have points to make. But the water, hey, you know, until next time, Lord willing, us, and next time, if some, you know, don't cut the time short. So with that, shalom.
Shalom.